Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent, teaching instructor. I worked at IRS for a decade. I've been private practice for 4 decades. I am a national expert in IRS tax defense. My office is literally across the street. You want me, see me in a coat and tie, just go ahead at my video at 777irs.com, and you can see all the videos that have been made. I've been on national TV many times, and you can see my cast of characters at 777irs.com. 777irs.com. I do these videos for 3 reasons, actually, so you can go ahead and know the truth. Number one, if you hear that boat noise, there's boats that pass up and down here as they're going to the beach. I'm in here making YouTubes, but the boats are playing this loud music and enjoying the day. Anyway, I also like to instruct and teach and educate you. And, I don't want you all angst up and be worried and you have to know certain, IRS information. And today that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to teach you differences and where you should work the cases at. Many of these videos I do are just public service. If you want to hire us, you can. I don't like push money. If you want to use me, you can. If you don't, you don't. I got enough work here. So let me just tell you, very important for you to know something. When you owe IRS tax debt, there's 2 people who are generally going to work your case. It's either the service center, ACS unit, which is a series of notices you come if you call the 1-800 number. You're going to get the ACS unit, or you're going to have a revenue officer work the case. So who do you want to have work the case, the ACS unit or the revenue officer? First of all, you should know that if it's a large case, you don't have the choice. The case is just going to be sent down to a revenue officer, and a revenue officer is going to be dealing with your case separately. If the case is with the ACS unit, that is, you're getting a letter, usually a 501, 503, 504, 1058. They're going to look at this case completely different. And this is how this works out, and this is why you want to know. You can deal with the ACS unit, you're better. The people up there, they're nice people. They're not as highly trained. They're not going to do a deep dive on your financial statement. They're just trying to come in and out and get an exit strategy, either put you in a payment plan or going ahead or put you into currently non-collectible, and that's it, and close their case. They are there to close cases. Once again, to put you in hardship if you qualify, and if you don't qualify, they're going to put you in a payment agreement, and they're governed by the rules that are there, the national standards. Now, if a revenue officer gets your case, all hands aboard, all hands on deck, because the revenue officer can do to whatever they want to on your case. I was a revenue officer, so with that, I could look at your financial statements, summon your bank records, do anything that I really want to get down to how I'm going to collect the debt from you. So the revenue officer has immediate, after final notice is given, immediately they can levy you, garnish you, file a federal tax lien. They can do ever the things they want. By the way, all the noise in the background, I have the boats over here. My loving wife is starting to make dinner. So when you hear a little banging every now and then, sometimes she likes to just, boom, just play music with forks. And so if you hear them, it's just her. You're allowed to leave me a comment that she's loud or you like it, because I'll have her do it more. But anyway, at the end of the day, the revenue officer is They can look at your credit card bills. They can pull your credit report. They can go back a year and look at any check that you've written. So IRS revenue officers are going to do a lot more due diligence, and I want you to be aware of that. A lot of times, if you have a small debt, first of all, your case is going to be worked generally at the ACS unit. If in fact you have a larger debt, that's when a revenue officer is going to get your case. You need representation at the revenue officer level, or if you owe a large debt, and ACS is working the case. For those people in the lower debt, you can just do this yourself. You owe 30,000 and under 40,000, just work the case yourself. But at the end of the day, when a revenue officer has this, and you do not know the extent of what they can do and how far they can die. I'm not saying this to be feared. It's not a matter of being feared, afraid of them, or like what are they going to do, or what are they going to do. IRS is there to collect the money. You just need to know how to put your proper defenses up when you have to. So remember, the IRS revenue officer can summons things, but they are going to do a deeper dive on your financial statement. So if you have stuff to protect, that's when you want to get somebody like us. In the meantime, don't be afraid of IRS. There's people there who just know how to fight back. Please give me a subscription if you would. It's there. Why do I need a subscription? Why does anyone need a subscription? Because YouTube values subscriptions, because they do. So do we. It moves us up in the standings. So if you'd give me one, I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening. You can set a calendar appointment or just call us directly. If you want, by the way, if you want to leave me a comment about, hey, this would be a good video, go ahead and leave it. I'm welcome. I want to work with you. I like to do a lot of public service stuff so people at least know the truth. Okay, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate the subscription.